working a few days straight. We got some... Has our investigation turned up any... Really? Well... Maybe we can make some progress. What do you have to... After working here so long, we're but doing the same thing all the... Yeah.
Almoçar não. Comi tarde.
Whoa! Isn't this the super lucky meal?
De curso.
Looks like hard work really does. Hyman's gonna take her time and savor
Tá fazendo aquela hora?
every bite. What would you like to do this afternoon? Maybe we'll be able to...
Oh, back for another try? I hope you brought enough credit coupons this time. All right, then get...
Okay, do your best to hit the targets, just like Colin said.
2, 4, 3. Quatro, 3. 4, 2. Não sei. 3, 2.
Your strength really... Nobody who values their life would be willing to get in the ring with you. However, you two haven't tried betting on the app. Just go talk to Rusimov.
But we don't know anything about...
That's normal. Just watch a few matches and get a feel for...
He's got a point. Why don't we give it a...
Bet at random, huh? Well, how should I put it?
Huh? We shouldn't get too carried away.
What? I never even picked a boxer before, and you already know about the rules? You're not just strong fighters. Seems you're... might as well tell you about it, since you already know that. Besides, I don't want to risk ever... Okay. The hidden rule here is something bad will happen the next...
So the rule is that we shouldn't pick both boxers in the same fight. But if anyone... And... what do you mean?
How would I know? But I've heard a story about the... According to the rumor, there was a masked boxer who possessed incredible... However, in the final match, the organizers told him to take off, and after that, he was never seen again. Some say he died. In his eyes, supporting both boxers in a match would dishonor the competition itself.
So you mean it's like a curse? He'll take vengeance on...
No, he was always wearing a mask, like he was...
Traveler, do you think that boxer was... Huh?
You're not serious. Look, here I was just trying to be...
Yeah, it sounds pretty scary to Paimon. Seems you...
Betting on both fighters will set you back about 3,000 credit coupons.
We will go... Oh, Paimon doesn't want to get up. What do you have planned? After working here so long, we're like doing the same thing all the time. Yeah, it's good.
Legal isso também. Acho que eles perceberam que repetição tem limite. De novo, opção de baú. Ah, é, eu nem procurei baú quando eu acordo.
Isn't this the super lucky? Hyman's gonna take her time and savor. What would you like to do this? Knowing child, he must...
Are you two here to buy?
Who are the boxers and...
We have the reigning champ, Le Grappler. First,
Are those their nicknames, or did they...
since you're new around here, I'll help you out and give you a little suggestion. Anyway, for this match, I can tell you're new to them. Maybe you don't quite understand the rules.
Oh, no need, no need. We're aware that...
All right then, if you're absolute.
Yeah, we got it. Just shut up and...
Nossa.
Seems we had a productive day.
Hey, traveler, Paimon. Package here for you. The next time you buy something, go pick it up yourself.
Huh? A package?
Será que aquela carne fosse de novo?
Did you buy something, traveler? Paimon's not quite
Uma
awake
bomba acho que
yet,
não.
so why don't you go take a look? Right! Yesterday we broke the hidden rule and bought tickets for both boxers. Oh, maybe this... Paimon suddenly feels wide awake. Wait, maybe let Paimon go hide somewhere first.
Corajosa.
Wait! Paimon's still here! Don't open it! Huh?
Ué.
Oh, it's just a small bottle. But the
Same.
color of the liquid inside looks so wrong. Almost. Alright, that's enough of that. No need to say it out loud. Paimon already knows what you're trying to say. Ugh, no way. Get that stuff away from Paimon. Paimon thinks we shouldn't open the bottle. What do you have planned for us? Though it feels nice to slack off a little, less work means less...
Beleza.
Adventure time.
Acho que tá cansado, quase dormindo.
There's no way to send it all out.
Who are you?
I'm not. Of course I'm not. Please,
Then...
I'm a promoter for Fontico, and I'm usually responsible for promoting our drink products. I thought I could...
Oh, a promoter from Fun?
After discussing the company's promotional plans with him, however, in light of our long history of successful collaboration, I still tried to patiently... Let me take a moment and recall his exact words.
I'm just gonna stop you there and say no. If anything, it seems you don't fully understand the value of credit coupons here, nor do you understand the value of your own products. But as for the latter, only someone monumentally stupid, so breathtaking.
Anyway,
Well, he is the head honcho here.
fine. I know I should...
Off we go.
Hey, I heard you crazy fools really did it.
Well, the next day we received...
So it is real. You didn't become Kurt.
Paimon's not sure. What? Oh, okay. Well, that...
Yeah, you two don't. Still, I didn't expect you would actually do it. You'd actually throw away...
Even if we bought tickets like everybody else, it's not like we could hope. When it comes to things like this, it's always the organizer who...
Hey, just what are you trying to imply? The Pancration Ring is an honest business, and we really don't make much from selling tickets. We make so little that even the current tournaments can only be held thanks...
Oh, so it's the company that manufactures...
Let's just say it's a mutually beneficial arrangement. Anyway, you...
Hey, what are these papers scattered all over the ground? Maybe not. Every page has the Fonticos. Okay. But if someone oh, you're right. Guess there's nothing to worry about then. Let Paimon have a look here. Without assistance from the Fontaine Research Institute, development of the new product has been slow. And some researchers on the project we have no choice but to let the new product undergo the first phase of promotional trials without a designated name or packaging. We will adjust the direction of future development according to feedback. We have decided to only conduct closed, small-scale trials for the time being. Sure doesn't seem like any... let's put these papers back where we found them.
Adventure time. Adventure time.
We ended up here without even thinking about it. Wanna grab something to eat? Alright, but remember that we Whoa! Isn't this the super lucky? Paimon's gonna take her time and save her what would you like to do this? After working here so long, but doing the same thing all the... Yeah, it's good. A mysterious box, a bottle. Do you have any ideas, Traveler? Really? Well, maybe we'll have better luck. Okay, so we've investigated 2 of the hidden rules. Paimon didn't think this prison would have so many weird things going on. We'd better pick up the pace with our investigation, otherwise we'll never get anywhere. Yeah, let's skip work for now and put our time to good use.
Worthless. Boring. Useless.
Hey, isn't that Vidoc over there?
Seeing you at this time must mean you've already saved up a lot of credit coupons. Or at least enough to skip work. Impressive. Very impressive.
So, now can you tell us about the hidden rules you know?
If that's what you wanted.
Huh?
Leonid and those other pesky broke urchins have all gone to work in the production.
We get it, just...
So, you know those pipes that make strange sounds? Don't ever go near them at night.
Something even more...
A group.
Cannibals?
Every month, they meet a few times in the dead of night. But what's even scarier is since they have no way to dispose of the leftover remains, they have ways to transform them into
Paimon might already know what you mean by other form.
You two look pretty skeptical. I've got things to do too. I suggest...
Traveler, can we just trust him on this one? Oh, Paimon doesn't... Oh, so that's how you see the situation. Huh. You know... when will all the secrets end? Vidok isn't here.
Just stay. What? What are you saying? You shouldn't go around saying stuff like...
What are you talking about? Listen,
Their attitude sure is suspicious. Like they're trying to avoid us. But if they're being so obvious about acting weird... Oh, this is all getting way too creepy for Paimon. So you mean we still need to invest...
Boring. Useless.
Hello, Fielding.
what do you want? Criminals like you ought to be working right now. Catch my drift.
We just want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever discovered anything odd during your nighttime patrols?
Why are you asking about something like that? Whatever happens at night isn't your concern.
Well... right! We've heard it happen...
Really? I see. And now that you mention it, I recall my colleagues talking about something like that before. They say that strange things tend to happen at night on pipe cleaning day.
So, what happens at night on pipe cleaning days?
And they just conduct regular cleaning of the fortress. There are 3 pipe cleaning days per month. And it just so happens that today is one of the scheduled days.
Oh, okay. Then we'll...
Now, if that's all, then I'll be leaving now. I advise you not to try anything funny, though.
Don't worry, we don't want any time added to our... Oh, he left. So what do you think about the pipe cleaning days he mentioned? Right, both are a possibility. But Fielding did say that tonight is a cleaning night. Paimon knew you would say that. Alright, sounds like we'll be up all night tonight then. Paimon just hopes the guards don't catch us. Oh, Paimon's so tired. But we can't sleep yet. They'll be cleaning the pipes tonight, so it's the perfect chance for us to investigate. Whatever. Just be sure to wake Paimon if she dozes off. Paimon's worried something might happen if you go alone. Huh? Traveler? Did you fall asleep already?
baleia.
Traveler, come on, wake up! Oh, it looks like you were just peacefully sleeping, the Paimon. Really? So we're finally starting to. Okay, well, it's about time for us to. This should be the place.
What? I know you. You were the ones we.
You've got guts showing up here.
You'd better leave now. Ain't nobody coming here to
What you say? Yeah. So what if they were? If you.
Hey, what's the point of all those?
I don't have to tell you anything. If you turn around, go back to the dormitory.
Yeah, scram. Nothing worth seeing here. Huh?
Isn't that exactly what Boss said when he left?
Hey, do you know
Chefy.
our boss? Oh, we had no idea our boss was such. So, did he have you come here to find?
Oh, so your child's crew here? Seems like he had no problem fitting in.
We're the only ones who heard him say those words when he left that night. So,
Wow, those dreams of yours.
We gave him the business for a while and would always give him a hard time when he first came to the fortress of Maripede. But here in the fortress, strong, he was working the longest hours and racking up. You could always see how amazing he was, even when he was teaching us a lesson. So eventually.
but one day, he suddenly told us that he had to find a way to. And as his crew, if the boss wants something, then it's our. So, we got to work and use the hidden rule. We just wanted to give him a better chance of escaping on a night.
Oh, thanks to your rumor, nobody would want to come anywhere near here. But has a child already escaped? Why are you all so?
Because as far as we know, the pipe he went into isn't. It leads to an abandoned factory area. And even if there were a way to escape from there, but Boss still insisted on going, so we told him that we'd pretend as if he never, and that if he wanted to come back, he should wait for
Interessante.
nighttime on a pipe cleaning day. That way, we could meet him here and help.
So you come and wait here through the night.
Yeah, but it's been so long now.
Is it also possible?
Nothing could ever defeat Boss or slow him down.
Okay. Paimon was just brainstorming possibilities.
All right, keep quiet and follow us.
The way up from here has been sealed off. Its boss left by going down from here. It wasn't full of. Later, we came back hoping to have a look. It's impossible to navigate unless.
Do you think child got trapped?
Not likely. We all know that Boss wasn't.
Really? Then have him come investigate. Pronto.
It's getting late. We should leave.
Yeah, we learned a lot about what happened.
O irmão do Linney. Nossa, muito bom isso.
We finally learned some key information. Seems all of our investigative work has finally started to pay off. When you said you knew a diver, you were talking about Fremine, right? If we ask Glinny, he'll definitely have Fremine help us. Ugh. Why is Child like this? What was he doing going into the pipes? Not making our jobs easier, that's for sure. Fortunately, though, it seems like it's only a matter of time now before we find out what really happened. Now that we can finally relax, I'm starting to feel super sleepy. Let's try to get some rest while we still can. Nighty-night, traveler! It's morning already? Paimon still needs more sleep. Huh? Wait, look over
Uma
there!
carta, quer ver?
Isn't that? It's one of Linny's cards!
Interessante
since
isso.
we
Uma
last
folga por
talked.
mês.
Have you been making any progress lately? Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the day
Então não vai
off.
gastar com
From the
palpite a
sound of
folga.
it, Lenny's been making. We still have.
Aproximação do apocalipse, da hora. Nossa, tô quarto já. Só rápido que nem vi. Muito bom. Daqui eu consigo descer um piso? Consigo, né? Sim.
There's a group of people.
So I said, that's not a fuss.
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like.
Nossa.
What's the matter?
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that.
You hit?
Your expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info. Am I?
Really?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically.
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a...
You're.
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros.
So, you two really like.
You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing who's working with who has the latest rumors, who's not getting along. Wouldn't you like to know all this info's...
I don't mind him. Quisto's all at the welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Right. That meal we had.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping...
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks. Amazing. You could be.
You are correct. I am a true professional. In fact, I even went to culinary school. But enough about that. Since you like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen carefully. This little bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the fortress. Listen, kids. The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. The overworlders couldn't care less about us down here. We're basically dogs to them. You've already met the one person here you should never cross, the Duke, Risley. He knows more than you think. And if he doesn't care about something, then he often doesn't bother dealing with it.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks. Even better treatment in the infirmary.
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why does he visit the infirmary practically every day? Is it normal for anyone to be going in and out of there so...
But did you know that
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're... Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by in the corridor.
You mean he hit a woman?
Wow. But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also...
Wait a second.
Do you think could it be that...
After all, I do remember seeing...
Look, there are some people talking over there. Let's listen in on the conversation.
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats. Do any of them give half a hoot about a bunch of dogs like us?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm the...
Oh, you...
I don't...
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What kind of filthy bilgewater are you spewing? I have family up there. You best... Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld
And what makes you think they want to hire someone like you?
Whoa. Sounds like they're really Speaking of which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there. Is it only that's true?
Hey, you over there?
Villiers.
Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games? You know, like Genius Invocation TCG?
You TCG players are like mint in the wild, literally sprouting up everywhere.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow Invocation aficionados? Anyway, alright, no pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like...
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all... There are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, hey, sure.
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your...
I thought you would have already heard everything by now.
Why don't you pick?
Alright. Have you heard any strange rumors? Ben, did you know that there are... There are two guys who are always skulking around in the corners of corridors gossiping. The bigger guy is Quisto. I never really found their gossip very mind-blowing. It's pretty much, if you're interested, you can go talk with them. They tend to talk a lot of
Good to know.
Let me think. Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a
que nem eu falei, escolhendo nada.
people?
Huh?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. To go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that some...
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you...
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting I hear next time.
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's about time for us to go meet Linny. According to the card he left us, we should go meet...
That look in your eyes.
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found.
Oh, as it. Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out. He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with.
Well, when you put it that way.
Bingo! Is he?
He's working today. Coming here, it's the least I can do. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by.
Collecting information.
Now, let me think. To find out, and if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest.
You can even estimate how long it'll.
We've been working together for a long time. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? Oh, and there's just one, though we can just sit. Fremonet's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to.
What do you want us to do?
Well, I won't call it Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always investigate the internal structure of the. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first. My apologies. I just started rambling out of habit.
But that's not a bad thing, right? All right, then we'll.
Let's go our separate ways for now, then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days. Stay safe.
Hey, stay here for now, Paimon. There seem to be several.
It's not impossible.
It's a bit hard to understand them. Someone, please help! He's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pills. Let me take a look. Please lie down. Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly. You can do it, traveler. Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you. My checkup has confirmed that he's not in any. Oh, I'll continue my diagnosis. Don't sense serious damage to your organ. And here, huh? But based on. What about here? Oh, I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. So that's what it is. And there have been other inmates complaining about. Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should. Miss Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me.
Very well.
And she hopped away.
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
His stomach ache's really bad. He was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry.
But it also.
Well.
What do you mean that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine.
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient?
That's correct.
Are you two...
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups and to pick up the medicine. You could say she fancies herself as
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurrier. Don't forget that you are the primary-
Hey, don't start arguing now, please! Keep... Hey! There's no need to fight!
Release. It's way too early for us to even...
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this...
He just slowly walked off? Like that?
I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine.
You?
I mean, can you blame me? Look, who would like some... I'll accompany you two for a while. No.
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days worth. Miss Lorvine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Yellow, huh? I understand. These...
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better.
See ya! I'm going to fill out your medical record now. Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the traveler rest? So his primary Alright then. Is there anything we should know besides the... No, his base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure he'll Got it! Oh, you're going to take a nap? We've been to lots of places together. He may look a bit under the... So you're the best of companions. Ah, you're awake. How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we... Well, now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take the meds regularly, and don't forget, bland foods. Thank you, Miss Sijuin. Are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire... No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my... Paimon talked with Sijuin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just as... Whoa! You really are super thorough. Why would it be the coral? If we could replace that mean old foreman with it ruined Paimon's appetite.
Continuando a missão. Adoro reflexo. Parecem relógios. Ele parece um portal de El. Aquela proteção dos... não é templo, santuários.
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according.
That's good. That means we've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of...
Wait, why is she getting...
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to... Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Paimon hopes everything's going well.
Perhaps that's true. You're both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui.
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help us.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any... Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything...
Is now really a good...
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Also, I'm her brother, remember?
Okay, then let's...
Lynette should be here right now.
Será que ela desceu pela plataforma?
Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of peace. Sure are some interesting books. She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings.
Seems quite normal to... None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was...
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad... Which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when...
É aqui a parte de trás.
This is it!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look... The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be... Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's... Let's look around here for some more clues.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards.
This is...
Is that all? The back. This is...
Show me. Now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
No.
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any...
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though. I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now.
Assim, da última vez.
Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means... The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds, could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him. Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please, talk some sense into him!
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get...
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Nossa. Suspeita.
Right. I feel like we still have...
It's not impossible, but it'll...
Is that so?
Testes.
Huh? Is someone? Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll... Someone! Please help! He's sick!
Whoa! Are you okay?
These two. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. Oh my! What's wrong? Being able to read human expressions is quite... Wait! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him. He's already out of sight. How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Wriothesley's office.
Cutscene.
Come out and face me, Wriothesley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not? What do you really want?
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So, where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Lenny!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2... Time's up.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't...
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, but that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its... Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the We often see Miss Sigewin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just... The Fonta promoter has been... I've been told that the infirmary is all... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to We often see Miss Sigewin observing the prisoners at work near the... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. I've been told that the infirmary is always... The research notes said that the Melazine race... The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't... We often see Miss Sigewin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. Fonta's internal report suggests... We often see Miss Sigewin... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijuin be doing?
Ah, so that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed? The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal. At first, we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared, but in reality, they were all prepared by Sijuin, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijuin visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijuin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new... We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the... The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the... The research notes said that the Melusine race... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took... The Fanta promoter has been... The research notes said that the... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament... According to Collins, the Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't...
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on 2 two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought is, you'll pay for...
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigeween. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace. Sigeween, though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually...
Sigeween...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of... But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lenny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here, just like the rest? But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. His Grace knows it too, right?
My dear Sigeween, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just...
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating. What are you talking about?
Take me if you want.
Mm-hmm, how touching.
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigeween, I leave Miss Lynette in your...
You...
I believe I hear footsteps.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Claret.
Lemonade.
What's going on? What is Claret doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clorand while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time, well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look all right.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too. Freminet? Is he...
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us? The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Freminet out of the sea.
He's awake. Freminet, how do you feel?
Lenny... Lynette...
We're all here.
Where am I?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Freminet. And you are no longer in any danger. How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler, Paimon, it's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know... Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned. Where could Master Child be?
Legal.
Frost is coming. Getting here.
Na verdade, como eles são Fatui, o Shield é mestre deles. Não tinha tocado nisso ainda. O ia descer planando, não sim, jogar e ativar o planador perto do chão. Mas isso que eu receio de ativar a cutscene e morrer de queda.
Could he have done it?
Esse botão de ataque, tanto supremo. E o outro gira.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Então desce de novo antes de girar. Agora eu giro lá e volto aqui. Certo.
This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water. I'll go take a look as well.
E também tem? Tem. Cryo manipulando o Hydro.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. There are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait, what the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe.
Então tá respirando na água. Sendo cryo. Wilson cryo.
No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything
Por que a
about
Florinda
what's
estava
going on. If I turn I'm back right now. I should still be able to make it.
Tá pedindo quanto? 900?
I can't die here. This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Corinthians.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still too weak for Monet. You can go out. Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss...
A guest? Then I can assume, right?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on.
No, please go on without...
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't...
Understand. In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I...
Thank you.
Tudo tranquilo. Se não me engano, dessa altura dá pra me jogar. Lá tem TP? Prático. Oh, olha. Dá pra descer mais.
Excuse me.
I take it Mr. Fremenet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Clarande. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten? Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went, so I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Linny's group would just do your work for you!
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true? That you're also a former criminal?
Now, why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite... That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant? Follow me.
Fácil assim? Ah, será que foi onde eu vi? Na parte de baixo? Acertei.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is. Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything. What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well,
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
Go on,
Acho
have a
que
look.
não foi.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position.
A densidade d'água primordial está assim em relação ao mar.
Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be? Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, the temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial sea... Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Neuvillette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all. Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld. Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, Few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontanian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this, to be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third. Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you...
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high. Everyone knew he was a bit crooked in the head, but you're not local, so I guess it's possible for you not to have heard of him.
Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Ué, estranho.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What a huge...
Será que é pra salvar a população?
This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontanian history?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to cope with the impact. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh!
Nossa, tem uma reviravolta tudo isso.
Thank you so much.
Então a gente pode voltar?
But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
O problema é se eles espalhar, se algum deles ou se alguém dos mensageiros espalhar informação, vai acontecer o que ele teme. Então, melhor é não contar pra ninguém. Já que se contar pra eles, eles vão contar pro pai. E o pai pode ou ele mesmo ou repassar essa informação. E aí vai ter aquele problema de querer destruir o complexo e tudo mais. Então, o ideal é não falar nada.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves, to the water, and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Seishween is also busy with something or other, so let's just talk here.
Alright, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meripede.
Ooh, he's good.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bar— I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
Pensei que seria opcional.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it. Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Não tá indo. Vou contar de novo, calma aí.